بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So continuing on the chapter of explaining the Quran linguistically. So we were on the point of istawa, meaning ascended. So the al-Mu'tazila, I believe, let's check this. Yeah, I think it's al-Mu'tazila. Yeah, exactly. The Mu'tazila, they said that istawa should be interpreted or explained as istawla. So ascended, which they think is inappropriate to ascribe Allah as, so it's better to say istawla. And they used a poem to, as an argument. والعجيب, and the author goes, أن الأشاعرة أخذوا عن المعتزلة تفسير استوى بمعنى استولى. And it is amazing or like wondrous or strange that the Asha'ira, the Ash'aris, took from the Mu'tazila the explanation of istawa by the meaning of istawla, conquered. وفشى, meaning it spread. هذا في بعض كتب التفسير. So the strange or amazing, negatively speaking, amazing thing is that it has spread into some good books that are really good. They are in their they are good in reality, but they have this error. So في بعض كتب التفسير, in some, this has spread into some of the books of tafsir and some of the books of tawheed, meaning the monotheism, and some statements of the people. فأنكروا, so the Ash'aris, I guess, they denied or rejected al-ulu, the highness of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Azza meaning high statured, Aziz, Izzah, and Jalla meaning majestic. So high statured and majestic is He. So Jalla, for example, Jalla Jalaluhu, Jalal meaning His majesty. So Jalla Jalaluhu means like His majesty is majestic. And you can also say this is not something you only say about, this phrase, of course, it's used for Allah, but Jalala, it's not only used for Allah. So you can say Jalalat al-Malik, for example, His Majesty the King, and you mean like a worldly king, right? So this is something very common phrase in kingdoms and monarchies. So they, going back to the point, they denied the highness for Allah or rejected highness for Allah as or in spite of the indications on that from the or of the verses and the authentic hadith and the statements of the Sahaba, the followers or successors of the Sahaba, and al-a'immatul mujtahideen. I am guessing that this is the four Imams, wallahu alam. And they even, so hatta can also mean like even this, they did even that, even this or that. They went to that point, hatta meaning until. They even opposed the Arabic language, that the Quran, the noble Quran, was sent down or came down actually in that language. وَرَحِمَ اللَّهُ ibn al-Qayyim, meaning rahimahullah. رحمه Allah ibn al-Qayyim. So this is instead of hu, rahimahu. And may Allah have mercy upon Ibn al-Qayyim. And when you say like this, you often mean like he did very well, like for example, when someone does something good to you, say, may Allah preserve you. Oh, this guy, he really saved me. May Allah preserve him. So this is the same sentiment, like رحم الله ابن القيم حين قال, when he said. And look, when he said. So Ibn Qayyim said, لقد أمر الله اليهود. So Allah ordered the Jews to say حطة. حطة. And حطة means, it's from the word حط. حط. If you say to someone حط, حط, or over there, هناك, حط هناك, it means put it down there. You know, it means to put something down. So like وضع, وضع, meaning to put something down, or to drop something. And a station is called محطة, for basically the same reason. People get off there, but you don't say it to a person who's going off station حط. You know, that's not, you know. And also something which is put in a place, you say محطوط. محطوط. So what's the relevance here? Allah told the Yahud to say حطة, and this variance means, Wallahu alam, that they should ask Allah for forgiveness of their sins, because it's a phrase, I think you say, يعني Allah يحط السيئات. So Allah drops down the sins, you know. So it means they fall off you, meaning they are forgiven, you know. فقالوا, so Allah told the Yahud to say حطة, and they said what? حنطة, which basically means wheat, you know, like the grain. حنطة تحريفا, which means that they like manipulated the word, or they there's a good word for this. They subhanallah. Well, anyway, they changed the word, you know, tahrif. It means something. وأخبرنا Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah has informed us, perfect and high is He, that He استوى, He ascended على العرش. فقال المتأولون, المتأولون, it's a word تأويل, which it really means tafsir, you know, تأويل, meaning going back to the reality, the meaning of reality, you know, the actual meaning, تأويل. Because يؤول, it means to go back. تأويل means to take something back. So, but أهل البدعة, they have taken this word and, you know, tried to like monopolize it. That ta'wil means their kind of tahrif, really. Their ta'wil, what they call ta'wil in reality is tahrif, because they changed the meaning. They, subhanAllah, they distort. They distort the meaning. That's it. They distort the meaning. And just as the Jews distorted hitta by adding a noon and making it into hinta, then the متأولون, يعني الأشاعرة والمعتزلة وأهل الكلام, the Kalamites, they added lam. The lam. So lam, يعني نون اليهود إسلام أهل الكلام. فانظر, so look, ما أشبه لامهم, how alike their lam is, التي زادوها, that they added, بنون اليهود, it's like to the noon of the Yahud التي زادوها that they added. And the source, or not source exactly, but you know, well, it's a source, but it's not a literal quote because this is from, and this means see al-Qasida, the poem of An-Nuniyya, Ibn al-Qayyim. It's an amazing poem. So that's interesting. That's the first example. So the second one is ومن التفسير باللغة العربية, and another example of التفسير باللغة العربية ما حكاه الله عن إبراهيم عليه السلام. حكى means to tell, but really when you say حكى عن with عن, you mean to retell. So ما حكاه الله عن إبراهيم عليه السلام. So what Allah يعني like almost narrated from Ibrahim, or what happened to or with Ibrahim عليه السلام. إذ قال, إذ meaning when, and by the way if you add a alif, إذا means if. So when Ibrahim said to his father, li abihi, to his father, wa qawmihi, and his people. And here is the quote: ما هذه التماثيل, what are these statues, التي, that you, أنتم, are well, you know, reciting amongst. So عاكف basically والله أعلم means that you stay there for a long time. They keep staying around them. And the meaning of tamathil, ومعنى, comes from ana. This is a word that appeared previously. Ana, to mean, and يعني, he means, and ma'na is the meaning. The meaning of tamathil is أصنام, statues. كما تفسير فتح القدير للشوكاني, as is stated in تفسير فتح القدير, meaning the conquest of the potent one, you know, the capable one, which is Allah. You know, it's the name of the book. By الشوكاني. حيث قال, and by the way, I do not know if this is al-Fath, al-Hafiz في الفتح, that Allah alam. حيث قال, when he said, so this is the word of Shawkani, والتماثيل means الأصنام. وأصل التمثال, تمثال is the singular, التمثال الشيء المصنوع, the thing that has been manufactured, مشابها لشيء, to liken something else, to resemble something else. من مخلوقات الله, out of Allah's creations, subhanahu, perfect is He. يقال, it is said, so this is an example of how you use this expression, مثلت الشيء بالشيء. You have done مثل, you have مثلت الشيء بالشيء, something to something else, when you have made something resembling it. جعلته, meaning you made something, مشابها, resembling it. واسم ذلك الممثل, and the name of that which has been made to resemble is a timthal. والأصنام التي كان المشركون, and the statues that the mushrikun used to worship, يعبدونها, تمثل الأولياء. They resemble they say saints. I don't really like the word saints, but the pious people. And the proof is, I think there are two. There are two. So the first one, ذكر البخاري mentioned from Ibn Abbas رضي الله عنه, may Allah be pleased with him, رضي, يرضى, رضا, in explaining the statement of Allah Ta'ala, وقالوا, and they said, the mushrikun of Nuh alayhi salam, they said, لا تذرن, do not leave, تذر, from I think the original word is يذر, وذر, I think, والله أعلم, and the present tense is يذر, يذر, he leaves. And if you say to someone, don't leave, you say, do not leave this thing, not don't leave, like don't leave me alone, or don't go. It's not that. Don't leave it. لا تذرن, like لا تذر, do not leave it. لا تذرن is emphasis, and because of the shadda here is لا تذروا, لا تذهبون. Yeah, exactly. Because of the dhamma here, it is actually لا تذروا. So if you said لا تذرن, so the shadda is not, this is wrong. Shadda is not an indicative of plural, but لا تذرن, so the noon is for emphasis, right? Not leave. But if you have a dhamma here, it is from لا تذروا, meaning don't leave. You say it to a plural, so to a number of people. So this dhamma is the trace of the waw that was reminiscent before. So لا تذرن آلهتكم. آلهة, plural of ilah. Your gods, the false gods. Do not leave your false gods. In parenthesis, false. So ولا تذرن, and do not leave. And this is like a specification of who these gods are, right? So ولا تذرن ودا, ود, ولا سواع, and so these are the five, right? Yeah. So these are the five gods that were worshipped in the time of Nuh alayhi salam, and not Yaghouth and Ya'uq, and not Nasr. So Ibn Abbas says, صارت الأوثان التي تعبد في قوم نوح في العرب. So I believe this is the خبر صار, like this. So صارت الأوثان. So the أوثان that used to be, that were worshipped among the people of Noah, they became also worshipped amongst the Arabs, العرب. وهي أسماء رجال صالحين, and they are these names. They are names of pious men from the people of Noah. فلما, and when they هلكوا, when they died, أوحى الشيطان إلى قومهم, then Shaitan revealed, or otherwise whispered, or inspired to their, meaning these pious men, their people, to انصبوا إلى مجالسهم التي كانوا يجلسون أنصابا. So ansab in this case means statues. Wallahu alam. So insib meaning to raise something. Wallahu alam again, but it means to erect something. Allah knows best. So basically, put statues there at their majalis, their places of where they used to sit. التي كانوا, where they used to sit. exactly. وَسَمُّوهَا, and give them names بِأَسْمَائِهِمْ, by their names. Name them by their names. فَفَعَلُوا, so they did. فَلَمْ تُعْبَدْ, but after that they were not worshipped. حتى, until, or حتى إذا هلك, until when they died, those people who did not worship them, right? وَنُسِخَ الْعِلْمِ, and this word basically means that the knowledge disappeared. Allah knows best. Then they were worshipped. عُبِدت. Meaning, يعني, the statues. And this, I'm not exactly sure what this remark means, but the meaning, I will just translate it literally. So, and the meaning of نُسِخَ الْعِلْم is the knowledge of those images or statues specifically. Maybe he just means that not all knowledge disappeared. Allah knows best. The second, so wait a minute. Exactly. So the point was timthal. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So this was an example. This was like a proof of that the statues are awliya, pious people. Secondly, the second argument for proving this, that the statues actually are pious men. They symbolize pious men. ذكر البخاري عن ابن عباس في قوله تعالى. Same thing. Al-Bukhari mentioned from Ibn Abbas regarding this verse, the following verse. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ اللَّاتَ وَالْعُزَّى. Have you not seen, or have you seen Al-Lat and Al-Uzza? Okay. Two statues, two false gods that were worshipped in the place of Allah. So Ibn Abbas said, Al-Lat used to be a man who yaluttu. Allah knows best. This is just for memory. I don't really know this word. It's like mashing, I think. In any way, he was preparing some way food, a special kind of food for the pilgrims, right? Al-Hajj with the shadda. So it's ism al-fa'il, by the way. I say, the author, وَلِذَلِكَ سماهم الله تعالى بالأولياء. And because of this, Allah called them awliya, meaning يعني pious people. في كثير, in lots of, in many verses of them, example, or some of them are قوله تعالى أم اتخذوا من دونه أولياء, or have they taken in his place awliya, pious people. I normally hear this as protectors, but Allah knows best. I'm not an expert. And this is the last part. I will before I will stop here. ومن هذا التفسير المتقدم تعلم خطأ كثير من المسلمين. And from this preceding, meaning above, or what comes before, really, this previous explanation or tafsir, you will know the error of many of the Muslims who claim, يزعمون, that the polytheists الذين ورد ذكرهم في القرآن, that appear or mentioned, ورد ذكرهم means that they are mentioned. ورد means appeared, and ذكر means mention. So their mention appears in the Quran. They used to supplicate or pray to statues made out of stone, and they are not pious people. وهذا خطأ, and this is wrong. لأن الأوثان والأصنام, because the statues and idols, this is an idol actually, I think, it's a good translation. The idols and statues used to resemble pious men, as has preceded, meaning it was established previously. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.